The Pokemon card market has seen a massive boom recently, but if you guys can remember all the way back to March of 2025, we saw an even crazier boom when it came to singles. We had a pretty big downturn, but now the singles are starting to pick back up again in value. Today, we're going to go over one card from each Scarlet and Violet set that I think is a little underrated. Now, some of these cards might be a little bit pricier than others, some might be stupid cheap, but either way, I think they all have a chance to see significant gains in the future and are just pretty cool. So let's start it off with Scarlet and Violet Base. One of the most underrated cards of Scarlet and Violet Base has got to be the Dondozo by Akira Igawa. This card is just awesome looking and it's pretty cheap. Over the past year, it was at one point only $370. Had a big rise in that March period where all the singles did see a massive spike. It went up to about $14. Now we're crept back down to around $9. It's the lowest listing on TCG Player. Really cool card, really cool artwork. Should honestly be like a $20 card, but you can get it for pretty cheap. Next on our list of underrated cards from Paldea Evolve, we have, the Baxcalibur. I guess you could call it like a meme card, honestly. It had massive buyout, a bunch of FOMO involved, bunch of memes and jokes about this card, but at the same time, it does look sick, guys. And the artist is a great artist. Komiya is a super sought after artist, and honestly, I'm sure this looks great in a binder. Here we go. In March, we had the huge FOMO buyout, market manipulation, whatever you want to call it, but it rose all the way up to $52 at least. Might have actually gotten even higher than that. When I was going to some card shows at the time, I was seeing people selling for even more than that. But now it's under 20 bucks. Now it's under 15 bucks. Come on. This is a great card. Komiya is a great artist. Should at least be over $25. Next up, we have Obsidian Flames, and we'll have the Palafin. I will admit, I am a Palafin fan. You know, I'm a little biased, but I think the artwork is sick, and this card is stupid cheap. It's literally $3 on TCG Player, and it's got great art style. I think it's a cool Pokemon. At one point, it was over $5. It was like $6.30. You see here in the March spike, but it has gone down to under $3. I mean, $3 for this cool card. Come on. Next up, we have 151 and the Alakazam EX Special Illustration Rare is definitely underrated, guys. I know 151 has seen a pretty big jump recently, but compared to the other SIRs in this set, this one's super underrated. Artwork is amazing. Pokemon is amazing. Everybody loves Alakazam, or at least a lot of people do. And at one point, you could only buy this for over $57, but it had its downturn. It's at 44. 151 is going to be pretty hard to find soon enough, guys. And this Alakazam is only going to go up. Great card. Next up, we have another card that was a victim of some buyouts, some memeage, and it's from Paradox Rift, and that is going to be the Brute Bonnet. Another Komiya, great, awesome looking card. Not the most popular Pokemon, sure, but the card looks incredible, and there's a lot of people that do collect Komiya cards. So I think this one will probably see its day again. At one point during the buyout, you'd have to pay $36 for it. Now it's only like $8. Honestly, it's a great buy. It's a great artist. I don't think you can really go wrong with any Komiya card in the long run. Next underrated card on our list from Paldean Fates is the Shiny Pikachu. There's only a couple of cards in this set in terms of special illustration rares and illustration rares, and with the run-up that we've seen in Paldean Fates of lately, a lot of those are seeing their all-time highs or at least close to it. But the Shiny Pikachu is interesting because I believe there's only 2 Shiny Pikachu cards ever made, and this is one of them. So even though it's a little pricey for a shiny rare, I think it's honestly worth it, and it'll be a great long-term play because there are a lot of Pikachu fans, and he's like the mascot of the entire IP. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong. Over the past year, we did see it reach a high of $50. So you're getting it at like a $10 discount from its all-time high. Still, even with the run-up, it would have been nice to buy here at $25, but I still think $40 is a great play. It's a great card, underrated. Next up for Temporal Forces, the underrated card that I chose here is the Arbok. I think the art style is great here, and Arbok is a Gen 1 Pokemon. You can get this card at roughly $11 plus shipping, so like 12 bucks. At one point during the run up in March, it was like a $22 card. 12 bucks, solid discount, great art style, great card, and it's a Gen 1 Pokemon. Next set is Twilight Masquerade, and the underrated card from this set is going to be the Chansey. This card kind of has a little bit of everything. I dig the art style. There's a bunch of other Pokemon in here like Ditto, Psyduck, Snorlax. For a really good illustration and one of the chase cards of this set, $24 is really not bad for, you know, obviously Twilight doesn't have like a ton of chases, but this is one of the chases of this set, and it's 24 bucks. Gen 1 Pokemon, a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon in the card itself. Cool card. And at one point it was 30 bucks. You can get it now at 24, a little bit of a discount. It did see a run up recently. You could have gotten it for like 17 bucks back in June, but cool card, definitely undervalued. And for Shrouded Fable, I'm going with a pretty cheap card, and that is the Okidogi illustration rare. Let's be real, Okidogi's not really the most popular Pokemon. Not really that many great cards in this set. I do like the Houndour, I do like the Persian, a couple other cards, and obviously the promos that came in the boxes, as in the Greninja and the Kingdra, are fantastic, and they're arguably the best cards of this set. I still think this card's great. Igawa is a really sought after artist, and I think Okidogi looks cool in this art, and it's pretty cheap. It is $7 to get an Igawa card. I think it's a good value. There was a point in time where it was almost at 11 bucks. I can get it for like 6 and change, 7 bucks. I think it's underrated. Next up, we have Stellar Crown, and that's going to be the Bulbasaur. And I say the Bulbasaur is undervalued because it's like 10 bucks cheaper than the Squirtle. And if you have the one, you're going to want the other. I feel like they should kind of be neck and neck in terms of how much they cost. I know Bulbasaur is probably a little less popular, but we do see here that it had an all-time high of like 68 bucks. Now it's at 53. We've seen a nice little climb recently from like 43 now to 53. This and the Squirtle, and you could throw in the Charmander from the Obsidian Flames ETB. They're all going to be pretty sought after, I think, for a long time. And if you can get in at 53 bucks, I think you won't regret it. Next up, we have Surging Sparks, and the underrated card of this set that I've chosen is the Latios. I say this because the Latias is one of the chase cards of this set. The two go well together, and this card is pretty low in value at the moment compared to where it's been for the majority of its history. We did see a pretty big Surging Sparks sort of reprint, I guess, with the Costco bundles and whatnot, but eventually they're gonna not print Surging as much as they do now, and it's a great set. I think the ETBs are a really great buy at the moment because of how much they've gone down. People trying to just flip them, so the cost has come down a good amount. But if you can get Surging Sparks ETBs at 70 bucks or especially MSRP, it's a great buy. Latios, it's a great card, goes perfectly well with the Latias. And if you have a Latias, you're going to want the Latios. It was like 50 bucks at one point. Now it's creeping at around like 26 bucks. Great card, underrated. Next up for Prismatic Evolutions, I kind of went with one that's a little tiny bit outside the box, and that is the Umbreon Master Ball. To be fair, I have this card, so full disclosure, but if you look at the comparison between the special illustration rares and the Master Balls of the evolutions, the Umbreon like special illustration rare compared to the Master Ball, the discrepancy there is a lot bigger than the other evolutions, if that makes sense. It's usually about like a tenth of the price, and the special illustration rare Umbreon's like 800, 900 bucks, so it's even less than a tenth. When you think about it, the Master Balls are harder to pull than the SIRs, I believe, because you can't get it in a God Pack, and to pull the exact specific Master Ball that you want, it's pretty tough. But Umbreon's one of the most popular Pokemon of all time, and obviously has a ton of monster chase cards. I don't see why this Master Ball wouldn't be the same. I'm kind of surprised that this thing is below 100 bucks. Over the past month, we've seen a little bit of a run up here, just a tiny bit. There was a point where it was like 67 bucks, and now it's back up to about 73. I think in the long run, this card will do better. I think it'll be at least a $100 card at some point in the future. Not like years and years and years down the road, but in the relatively near future, I think, especially as soon as they start winding down on the prismatic reprints. Next up, we have Journey Together, which I think has a ton of underrated cards, but the one that I picked specifically here is the Whale Lord. You can honestly go with a bunch of different cards in this set. To be honest, the Articuno, the Ends Reshiram, I think are both undervalued. I chose the Whale Lord because I think it's a little cheaper than the other two, and it's honestly an awesome card. Great illustration. Whale Lord's cool, kind of a meme Pokemon, but also, you know, pretty loved in terms of its ridiculousness. At one point when it released, it was like 56 bucks, which, you know, who cares about how much it was worth when it released? Doesn't really matter. A month ago, it was at 22. It's come down to 16. Great card, great illustration, underrated. Should be like a $25, $30 card in my opinion. Next up, for Destined Rivals, we have Misty's Lapras. This is a great illustration in my opinion. It's a Misty card. It's a Lapras card. Gen 1 through and through in this card. Yeah, when it first released, it was kind of like 30 bucks. I still think it's roughly around that range. Seen a little bit of an increase over the past 3 months. Ever since it released, it's kind of been hovering around $29 to $32 mark. I think in the long run, this card will have a lot of staying power, and it should be, in my opinion, roughly the same price as the Misty Psyduck. Next up, we have White Flare, and an underrated card from that set is the Pignite. Why do I say that? I mean, if you have the illustration rares of Tepig and Emboar, you're going to want the Pignite. And the Tepig is like 20 something dollars, the Emboar more than that, obviously. So why is the Pignite so cheap? Why is it like $7, $8? Doesn't make sense to me. I expect a little bit of leveling out with the 3 of these starters. And the same goes for the Servine from Black Bolt. Again, it's like 12 bucks. Snivy's in the 20s, Seviper higher, obviously. They should be a little bit closer. I know, you know, stage 1 Pokemon aren't really like the most sought after Pokemon, but still, if you got one, you want all 3. If you got 2, you want all 3. You're going to need the middle one as well. These 2 middle Pokemon should definitely be in the $20 range. So that's going to do it, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about my list. I went a little sort of out of the box on some of them, and other ones are just cards that I really like, and I think they're honestly should be worth more. Some, there are a couple little like sneaky plays here. Others, it's just purely my own like for the card. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to like the video. My name's NJ Pokemart, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.